Okay. Theoretical framework again. Okay. Okay. Two of the three bubbles would be the teaching style of the teacher. It doesn't matter. It's the teaching style of the teacher and the contents of what they are offering, specifically in the IT field. So it doesn't matter what teaching style the teacher possess, as long as they deliver the IT knowledge the students need. And then another combination is two of the three is the teaching style or the teaching method of the teacher will be combined with uh, making use of the technology they can make use of in order to present it to students. So it's sort of a probably it's sort of a proof that these teachers who have their own teaching styles teaching IT, that they can present IT usage. Okay. And then along with the technology that they are using in teaching, it should be combined with another bubble, which is the content. Um, that would probably be the representation of the knowledge that the technology they are using, the technology that teacher they are who are using technology. I mean, the teachers who are the technology that teachers are using in presenting the knowledge should also be able to explain it as well, which is the other bubble. So to combine all three will be a complete package on how to present IT learning. This is a simple framework. It's a common framework probably, but um, that would be the emphasis of two variables or three combined as one, probably. Okay. Conceptual framework. Conceptual framework is there are two variables, which is IT education and entrepreneurship education towards technopreneurship. So it's just as simple as this. It is simple, yes, it is very simple. Um, yes, but the purpose of this thesis is to prove its effectivity. If if I'll be applying that to the grade 12 students of Perpetua, is to find out the technopreneurial inclination of these students will be basing from the IT learnings that they have acquired and the education that they have acquired. Okay. So it is simple. We just have to prove it. Despite its simplicity, we just have to prove it. The operational framework, yes, it's the same framework, but this will be a bit more. Oh, this will be detailed. I know, the previous framework would be simple, and this one will be making it more understandable. Oh, so, uh, the green IT, since it's very small, this is the IT education. The blue is the entrep education. Towards those two boxes will be pointing both will be pointing at that ribbon right there. That would be the survey. It's not specifically containing the methodology in the framework. It's just an emphasis that there will be something to be done in order for the researcher to know the inclination of the grade 12 students. That's ribbon towards the technopreneurship box, which is the red one. So this is just an emphasis that there is something that can be done. There is the specific uh, um, what do you call it, statistic formula, which is Pearson correlation coefficient. So the framework is not really explaining or including methodology. It's just emphasizing that there is something that can be done in order for us to know the inclination of the technopreneurial inclination of the students. Okay. Chapter 2. Yes, it is very small. Okay. Chapter 2 is divided into three parts. First part would be for entrepreneurship. So, um, the first part of the first part of every set, which are entre, uh, education and IT education and technopreneurship, um, will be divided as well with few subtopics. Okay. First of those will be first part of those sets will be the definition. To the definition for entrepreneurship education, IT education, and definition for technopreneurship. So, yes, for definitions, I was able to have gathered few references and few authors describing what technopreneurship is. The same goes with IT technology education. There are references giving insights on what IT education is about. There are some histories included as well. Histories of technopreneurship, histories of IT education, history of entrepreneur education. Also, recent development of IT education, recent development of entrepreneurship education, recent development of technopreneurship, and the list goes on. These subtitles would be, let's say, for example, for definition, it's actually international. There are several books that we have used for that. Um, I mentioned history earlier. History of IT education and entrepreneurship education is in the Philippine setup. Will be in the Philippine setup. It's quite long, I think. Well, for me, it is quite long. There are about like 50 plus references that have been used. Okay, that's chapter 2. Okay. One example, let me discuss something about the curriculum, because there is also a subtopic for both sets for IT education and entrepreneur education. This one's for entrepreneur education will be presenting some references that would be expressing on curriculum uh, of the educations. In this example is entrepreneur education, the curriculum for entrepreneur education in the Philippine setup. So what I'll be presenting is this is very small, are the curriculums prepared by DepEd. Okay. There are some curriculums, the curriculum prepared from DepEd by DepEd are for the senior high school. Okay, it's also I will be presenting the different tracks. Okay, there are tracks in senior high school: academic track, sport track, tech voc track, and academic track. Academic track contains uh, ABM strand. ABM strand is where entrepreneurship is being expressed. There is a subject of entrepreneurship all distributed throughout ABM strand. Okay. Okay. I'll be also presenting curriculum of K to 12 for entrepreneurship education for K to 12. The same with IT education that's being offered to K to 12. Who chose to who chooses to be in IT? Because in senior high school, students are allowed to choose their course. There are some who chooses entrep entrep learning, which is through ABM strand, which is accounting, business management strand. For students who decide to take ICT, ICT strand is under TechVoc track. So let's skip that. It's a long chapter.